Hello, and welcome to another segment of Words of Encouragement from S2L Recovery. I'm Pastor Bruce, and I'm going to share with you today about the assurance we have in God's power to change our lives and to overcome these addictions. So imagine, if you could, that you had the power enough to know everything. I mean everything. You can tell the future, you can tell what people are thinking, you know what to predict. Nothing would be outside of your knowledge and understanding of everything in the universe. I mean, imagine that. The first thing that would disappear would be fear, right? I mean, you wouldn't have any, because the anxieties and the worries and everything in this life of not knowing what is going to happen and how you can prepare for it, the self-preservation that's involved and all the running around trying to control everything. I mean, these things would be removed if you had this kind of power, right? Now, imagine if you knew somebody that had that power. So you don't have that power, but somebody else has that power. And you know this person. I mean, you wouldn't leave that person's sight for a minute, would you? I mean, I would be following around this person all the time, because whatever it is that he's doing, I want to do, because he knows everything. And that way I wouldn't have to be afraid, because I would just follow the steps of this person. And that way I'm always going to have the power that he has, because I'm just following his lead. And so my worries and fears and trying to control everything would be subsided. Well, that's Jesus Christ. That's why Jesus says, keep your eyes on me, because he knows everything. He has the power to overcome and to predict and to read people's minds. He's God. And God's simply saying, I want to give you this full assurance, because the scriptures say that Jesus prays to the Father and he says, I want them to be one in me, just as you and I, Father, are as one. And so the scripture tells us that in Hebrews 12:1, it says, how do we do this? How do we understand this kind of control and power from God? And by looking at him. And he says, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily hinders our progress. And what does he mean by surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses? He's talking about the millions and millions of people for thousands and thousands of years who have gone before us, putting their faith in God, and that his power, following his lead, that we would be able to overcome these problems in our life. And not only all of those testimonies that we can read in the Bible, that they trusted God and God prevailed for them. And we're talking about shutting the mouths of lions. We're talking about destroying nations with one finger. We're talking about walking through fires without one hair being singed on our bodies. This is the same God who's still alive today doing these things for us. And God says, don't just trust their testimonies. Look at the testimonies of the people right now in front of you. Look at my testimony sharing with you that God has done this in my life. And maybe he's doing this already for you, and to trust these things and the people that you can see in the world today, that God is still showing us his full assurance and the promises that he will complete in our life. And so my hope today is that you will remember these things when you're challenged with these problems in life, so that you wouldn't have fear or worry or anxiety, and you would continue to trust God. Keep your eyes on Jesus. Thank you, and God bless.